Hello Libra, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of January 1st through January 7th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. So we're going to dive into your general energy now and see what it is that you need to know. What is the message that is coming through for you for this coming week? Two of Swords. Okay. Let's put this into some context with our Dove and Serpent spread. Already a lot of air coming through in the reading today. That could be a very good thing for you, Libra. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, whatever you want to call it. We're going to select from the ancient Italian tarot deck. This is pre-shuffled. We're just going to take a card randomly from the middle, and we're going to leave that right there. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading. And hopefully, that will tie the reading together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the very end. So, we've got some water, some earth, some air, some earth, some air, some fire, earth, and a major arcana. So, it looks like a fairly nice balance of cards, okay? So, I think that what's really going on today is some kind of decision that you are looking to make, okay? Pretty obvious, I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward reading. There's something that you've been putting off, okay? This could be a decision in your life. It could be almost a decision about how to utilize something, how to use something that you've either received, something that you've built or gained in some way, okay? So I see that this kind of the last maybe couple of weeks has led up to this point of you at the edge of this kind of decision, right? And for some reason, you're kind of holding off on it. There's something delaying this decision a little bit. But I think this is the week that you're going to gain this clarity, okay? We've got this Queen of Swords crossing that Two of Swords. So I think you're going to gain that perspective that you're looking for this week, okay? If this has been, like I think, a couple of weeks kind of in the making, I think you're finally going to reach a point where you feel like you have enough information, you feel like you've got enough of kind of detached, kind of objective viewpoint on this situation, okay? And you're going to be able to make this decision. Because right now I'm feeling like this procrastination, but it's not intentional. It's just because you're struggling with something still. You're trying to wait for that inspiration. You're trying to wait for all the data to come in. You're trying to wait for just the right sign or synchronicity to tell you now's the time to act, or this is how you should decide. And with that, I'm going to go straight down to this bottom card, this major arcana card, because I want to emphasize this. It's the only major arcana card in the spread today. Okay, and this is the Star card. So this is air. This is the Aquarius kind of air, but air nonetheless, right? So there's a deep connection here for you. And this is on the bottom of the path of the dove. So this is really what all of this is based on, what the foundation of this week is going to be, what you're kind of striving for in a mostly unconscious way, okay? I think this is that need for confirmation from the universe, right? You're looking for that little extra special glow somewhere to tell you what the right decision is going to be, or to give you that final bit of inspiration, really, to push you toward your decision, okay? And I think this is what you're waiting for, and this goes right along with this kind of clarity, this detachment, this objective outlook of things. I think if you can raise yourself above the situation, get this kind of bird's eye view of things, then you will fulfill this need for the inspiration, for the confirmation from the universe, from the synchronicity, the omens that you're looking for in the external world, right? Which I think are a reflection of what's going on within us, as above, so below. So I think that's what's going on this week. And I think, like I said, this was something that either you've received or you've gained, or something that you possess, right? That you're now trying to make a decision on how to utilize, what to do with it, perhaps. And I see in the recent past this Eight of Discs, or Pentacles as they like to be called. I think this is that the resources or the goods or the thing, the tangible thing that you have that you're trying to kind of decide what to do with. Okay. This could be some money. It could be that you've saved a significant amount of money. It could be that you've received something like this. You've received a gift. You've inherited something. But I feel like it's kind of this thing that's been growing as well, right? So that's why I kind of thinking like a savings account or something, or some kind of a stock that started to increase in value, something of this nature that has been kind of building, but it's at the same time something that you've received or something that you've gained, okay? So whatever this is, I feel like it is, and it could be something intangible, right? It doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be financially related. It could be some experience. It could be some love that has grown, some bond. It could be some just a relationship that is now kind of growing and blossoming. It's something that I think has taken a lot of time to get to this point, but it feels like something that you now possess, right? I don't know if that's making a lot of sense right now. Maybe as we go through these cards, it'll become more clear, but this is a feeling that I'm getting. It's something that you have, but it's something that has taken a while to kind of grow to what it is. And so I'm kind of feeling like a relationship, kind of feeling like maybe it's business related, financial related, something like that. It could be really like maybe a promotion at work or something, right? A new position in your company, a new job, a new career opportunity, something that's kind of you've been working on it for a while, planning it for a while. It's been a long time coming. And now that you have it, you're like, okay, what do I do with it? Where do I go with it? What do I use this for? Okay. So I feel like there's that decision kind of looming right now. And another card that this is right above everything else. This is the Prince of Pentacles. This is on the top of the Path of the Dove here. And this is another card that makes me feel like it's work-related in some way. Okay. Has something to do with the physical labor of your life, like either the job that you go to, the business that you're running, the creative work that you do, something with your hands perhaps. It's something that you can feel. It's something sensory, okay, or sensual. And this is, of course, connected with this Earth card, with this Eight of Discs. So I think it's something that you've been perhaps building for some time, that you've been working on or working toward. And now that you finally have it, or you've succeeded, or you've reached this goal, now there's this decision looming kind of about, and I say looming, that sounds kind of ominous, right? It's like a pending decision. It's something that you need to act on and decide kind of what to do with this earth element, whatever these pentacles are. You have to kind of choose what to do with it. And this is what you're waiting for these signs and symbols and synchronicities for. And now in the near future, the immediate future, we see this Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands usually is talking about a very strong opposing force, right? The key word here is valor. It's you're going up against some odds that are greater than you. They're against you. It's a force that's more powerful than you. But yet you're fighting the fight anyway, right? So in the immediate future, I think that you're going to do with this, whatever these pentacles are, whatever this resource is, the decision that you're going to make is going to be a decision that leads you into more challenges, right? It's going to lead you into kind of like the fight of your life, right? It's going to be something that's not the easy road. Okay? You're going to use this opportunity, these resources, whatever we're talking about here, as a way to challenge yourself further, as a way to really push the boundaries, push the envelope, extend what you're capable of, right? You're not going to take the easy road with it. You're going to do the difficult thing that's going to lead to more growth, perhaps more risk, but there will be a greater reward at the end of it, So I see that you're going to challenge yourself for sure. That's going to be the decision that you're going to make. And again, I don't really know what these resources are, what these pentacles really represent for you. And I don't know what the different options are. If it's either should I go, should I stay, if there are many different doors to choose from, or if this is kind of a yes or no thing. It seems to me like it's kind of a yes or no. Because we have the Two of Swords, it gives me this kind of like almost an ultimatum feeling, where it's like you have to decide whether to go and head out into this coming challenge, or to just kind of keep what you have and play it safe and take the easier road and just stay put. Okay. And yet I think you're waiting for this sign. You're waiting for this symbol from the star to give you an idea of what your destiny kind of is, right? What is the choice that's right for you? But this is underneath the surface. I don't think this is going to play a major role in your decision. It's still up to you, right? We're not kind of relinquishing this decision to anyone else, any higher power or chance or luck or anything. This is still your decision, and you have to use your intellect. You have to use your, the Queen of Swords, the objective thinking, the powers of rational thought, and, the decision-making process is yours. But you can take inspiration from this star card, okay? I think this sign or synchronicity, this revelation, this kind of intuition that you're looking for, I think you'll receive that, and that will be just one more factor into your decision-making process, okay? But I see the immediate future, again, like I said, is this greater challenge. So I don't know if you're going to choose to enter into that, or if you're going to choose to play it safe with the Eight of Discs or Pentacles, to kind of stay back in this kind of safe and slow zone. It's either low risk, low reward, high risk, high reward, But let's move over now to the path of the Serpent, because we see some other cards here that give me a little bit of a kind of a conflict within you, right? There's an emotional component here. Didn't see a lot of emotion in the path of the Dove. We do see some water element here on the path of the Serpent. But the first card, however, is your general energy, and this is another air card. Okay, so this is a Princess of Swords. I think that, I said that maybe this decision has been kind of pending for a while. I take that back. Now with this Princess of Swords, I think that this is kind of something that, you're just recently starting to think about. Okay, I think that whatever these pentacles were, these were a long time coming. These have been growing and maybe accumulating, or you've been working toward that. But now I think this week you're beginning to realize that, hey, I need to make this decision. I need to figure out what to do. Yes or no. And you need that objective viewpoint. You need to get that kind of confirmation from the universe. So I feel like you're just now starting to come to the realization that you have this decision to be made. Okay? And I think you're just now beginning to weigh the pros and cons and really beginning to think about it. Maybe you've kind of known that it was coming eventually. You knew that this was all building up to a point. But this week, I think, is when you're really going to start the kind of mental deliberations. Okay? And that's the Princess of Swords, and that's just kind of this beginning of the intellectual, the ruminations, the contemplation of the pros and cons, the internal debate and analysis of the situation. But it's just at the beginning. Okay? I think by the end of the week, you will probably come to your decision, especially because we do have this Queen of Swords, right? Which is showing the advancement of this princess, right? It's just kind of leveling up and increasing, expanding, advancing that thought to this objective, bird's eye view, detached kind of perspective. So I think the decision is coming soon. Now the next card here, well, it's another Earth card. Okay, so I'm really feeling like this is in some way business related, financial related, or related to your physical resources, right? Either your home, your domestic situation, or the money, or something like that. Because we also have this Prince of Pentacles over here on the path of the dove. So I feel like you're trying to figure out mentally, like rationalize, sort this out in your mind, the best way to apply this resource, okay? And you want to apply it in such a way that's going to lead to the most gain. But the high risk, high reward is kind of one extreme. The low risk, low reward is the other extreme. You're looking for something in the middle. And this could be why we see the Prince of Pentacles at the top of the path of the dove, because that's kind of the balance. That's between the two. And the Prince is the airy part of the earth, right? So it's the earth element. It's this abundance of resources now that is trying to rationalize its purpose, right? Trying to understand where it is best utilized. And that is, you're kind of trying to balance between these two extremes. Trying to find kind of a common ground there, or a compromise perhaps. And then we have over here in terms of your relationships, or the way that you're relating to other people, and we have this Knight of Pentacles, or discs, coins. So I think that, again, this is referring to some kind of a business deal. It could literally be some investments, It could be the business that you're running, the company that you work for. I feel that you have a little bit of a desire to defer to a separate authority. You know what I mean? Like maybe pass the buck off to someone else, let them decide, right? I feel like you don't want to take the responsibility for this extreme, the high risk, high reward outcome or choice, okay? I think because, we have the fire here, and then the Knight of Pentacles is the fiery aspect of the Pentacles. We have that fire connection. And I think this is kind of you wanting someone else to make the decision to go with the high risk, high reward. I think this is what you want because it seems pretty exciting, right? And the potential is greater for those rewards, But I think almost that you're looking for a confirmation, or you're in some ways looking for someone else to make that decision, or to voice their opinion, or to support you in the choice to go here, okay? You're still looking for that intuition, that sign, symbol, that synchronicity to help you kind of understand what's going on. But in terms of making this decision to go here, I think you are looking for confirmation from this person over here. Okay, could be a coworker, supervisor, could be just someone else on your team. And if they you're looking for someone to agree with you, right? Someone who is also, just so you're not alone in your decision to go here to this extreme, right? High risk, high reward. So I think that is kind of what's going on. It seems like it really is a business kind of thing here, but this could equally apply to your situation in your household, or in your group of friends, in your creative life, your spiritual life even. But let's go to the next card. This is your fears, worries, concerns. This, I think, is a fear or a concern about just spoiling the whole thing, right? And if we have this kind of, door number one, door number two, if we have these two extremes, low risk, low reward, high risk, high reward, the concern really is that whichever one of these you pick, it's going to lead to some spoilage, some regret, some perhaps loss of this abundant resource, whatever it may be. So, if you choose the high risk, high reward extreme, is that going to kind of be the wrong choice? Is that going to, in some ways, ruin everything? Is that going to spoil what you've built? Is that going to spoil the beauty and the abundance of this? If you kind of choose the other way, are you leaving a lot of stuff on the table? If you're taking low risk, low reward, there's all this potential that's going to be unrealized. The potential isn't even there if you don't take that risk. You know what I mean? So there's this fear of making the wrong choice, obviously. And either path could lead to some of these regrets, some of this spoilage. So this doesn't really help us much. This is, kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You're damned if you do, you're kind of damned if you don't. But let's go to the next card here, because maybe this will be a little bit of a saving grace. This is another court card. This is the Princess of Cups. I think this is the beginning of your emotional investment in this, right? I think your whatever this decision is, I think more than trying to rationalize it, I think one of the missing components here, and part of the missing components was this star card, this intuition, this gut feeling, this confirmation, this sign, symbol, or synchronicity from the external world. But what we haven't considered is, how do you actually feel, right? What value do you place on any of this? On this decision, on whatever this resource is, on the maybe 2 alternatives that you're looking at? How do you feel about it? I know how you feel about a poor outcome. That's going to be terrible. If it's, if the outcome isn't what you want, that's not going to feel good. But how do you feel? What do you want? What are your values? What kind of meaning does this thing have for you? And I think that is going to really connect you with this star card. This intuition, this gut feeling, these signs and symbols and synchronicities. It's one thing to intellectualize, rationalize, try to do what's practical, what's pragmatic, try to kind of find the balance between the extremes and put this to good use, whatever this resource is. But that's not really a way to connect, right? I don't think the signs and symbols and synchronicities are going to be there unless you find the emotional connection. Unless there's some deeper meaning here for you. This is just going to be a plain business transaction, right? There's going to be no deeper connection, no deeper meaning here. So I think the real obstacle here is to connect with your values, your feelings, your sense of meaning. What kind of value does this whole scenario have for you? Right? What does it really mean? Because I don't think it's just a straightforward business thing like, investment 1 or investment 2. I don't think it's that superficial. I think there's something deeper going on here. And maybe this confirmation card will help us out with what that meaning could be. Or give you some kind of prompt to explore the deeper meaning to all of this. We've touched on all these cards here. It's a fairly balanced thing. I don't think there's really any major component missing, but the nature of these water cards, like we saw a lot of air. For sure, we have a lot of air. We have a lot of earth. The only fire that we really had is this high risk, high reward fire in the future. Okay. So maybe there is a deeper meaning here in regards to that fire. Okay. Maybe this is not so much about what to do with the resources, but in trusting your instinct, taking the risk. Maybe this is going to be a Fool card, right? Maybe this will be some more fire. Well, it's a seven of swords. So, I feel like we have more air here. I feel like we're kind of stuck in a rut right now. And this confirmation card really is acting as that. It's confirming, I think, what we just were talking about, how there is all of this air energy. This is all air energy. And there's an abundance of air energy. There's almost too much. There's almost too much intellectualism, rationalizing. There's too much thinking, and it makes it seem like it's too superficial. It's just a simple business transaction, that there's no deeper meaning there. So the 7 of Swords is really saying that, look, there is just all of this mentation, all of this like mental activity that's preventing this emotional connection. Okay? And with the Seven of Swords here, it is like you're trying to find the clarity, you're trying to maybe find this star, find this kind of, and with the emotional connection, you're trying to find these synchronicities, you're trying to find this deeper connection, this deeper meaning, this inner guidance, right? You're trying to find the answer and the clarity. And it's being rather blocked or confused or diluted by all of the mental energy, by all of the thinking and rationalizing and debating. And so I think part of the idea here is this Queen of Swords, to rise above all of this rather, I almost would think that we'd see an Eight of Swords here. It's kind of an Eight of Swords vibe. But the Seven of Swords is pretty much the next best thing, right? It's telling us that all of this thinking is just too much. It's not going to get you anywhere, right? It's not the answer. It's not the solution to the problem. So we have to rise above that, see things from a more objective point of view. And maybe up here, above it all, above the what's starting to seem like chaotic thinking, maybe above all of that we can get to the deeper connection, the deeper meaning, the deeper significance of things for you. And it might be an opportunity for you to really hold off on this over-analysis and try to get that bird's eye view and connect with how you really feel about this situation. Okay? Because I don't think it's just a simple, you have to kind of just run the numbers and make the best, business savvy decision. I think there's more to it than that. I think there's a deeper emotional component that you're not connecting with. And I think that's what is needed here for there to be some clarity, for there to be this decision. You have to find out what that emotional component is. All right. We're going to take a look in the extended a little bit more to see if we can get any further insights or clarity or anything like that. Stick around for the extended, become a member to the channel. It's really a great way to help support the channel, and I really do appreciate it. This was your weekly tarot reading for January 1st through January 7th on Dove and Serpent Tarot.